Welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best podcast hitting your eardrums at this very moment. Also the most professional podcast. We never release episodes that are really short and inappropriately made. I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas, and today we are here with special guest, Sam Hodge. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you. Fantastic. Oh. I am? Oh no. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here. I've never done a podcast before. I have brothers who've done podcasts.
You never will after this.
I never will. That's my goal.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so...
I got news for you, brother. You still aren't.
Yeah, we're putting you right off. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I told my mom that I was doing a thing.
Big
she
mistake.
got really excited. So
Big
Actually,
mistake.
in our experience, moms are some of the most reliable listeners of this show. I don't know if it's the content, but we find that a large majority of our audience is our own moms or our guests' moms. It really kind of attracts the mom demographic.
Yeah. We should sort of change our branding to like Oops All Mom
Naughty Sons Hour.
Oops All
Naughty
Segments.
Sons Hour.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's kind of
Oops
my
All Segments big with moms.
Big with moms.
Big with moms.
Yeah.
That should be our new merch. Is just we're big with mom.
Oops All Segments, I'm with her.
I'm with her. Yeah, there it is.
That's good.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Anyway,
America's gone to war with Iran. So just keep kind of the political jokes to yourself because actually last night we fired...
right?
Yeah, last night attacks were fired. We saw this coming. America's been champing at the bit to do this for literally decades. But this time they're doing it with no popular support. And Sam, we wanted to have you on to hear your take, kind of just if there's anything that you can offer in the way of hope to the people that are listening that might feel the world is unstable right now and not sure what's coming. Because I know in Streetcar you were amazing at something would go horribly wrong and you would fix it. You would jump in, you'd get your super glue, you would solve the problem. And so the America, Iran, Israel conflict, what would you do just to sort of soothe our viewers and myself?
That's an excellent question, Thomas. Thank you. I think America as a nation,
you're welcome,
for
by the way,
a very long time.
My pleasure.
Like the sheer overspending in the military budget that's occurred over the last decades of time has been just. Oh, he's blown up the bit.
I was just showing people
demonstrating the
sorry. No.
Yeah.
I apologize. No, this is like this is supposed to be like Wolf Blitzer, like on like a shock jock show. That's the
it's sort of
segment
Wolf Blitzer meets Howard Stern.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when it comes to superglue, I think we need to take all the world's leaders and superglue their hands together in one big circle, and then just force them to talk it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean,
kind of a Reagan hands across America.
Sorry,
Kevin.
I feel like if we could take their hands and sort of super glue them to each other and sort of have them get in a circle and perhaps have sort of a global, I hate to say this, but circle jerk.
Would be a circle of jerks.
There we go.
White people.
So Sam, what's new with you aside
Pangea
from
was
solving
the original Ookie Cookie? Go ahead. Sorry.
What did you say,
I
Tom?
said Pangea was the original Ookie Cookie, didn't I?
Oh man. What's going on in your life aside from solving the American interventionism in the Middle East?
Well, when I'm not on the phone giving political advice to Mark Carney, I'm working in local theater productions.
Thank you. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems to really have taken an interest in fossil fuels, which I appreciate your hard work to kind of encourage.
Yeah. No. Of course. I work in local theater productions. I don't have any Fringe shows going on this year, but I'm sure I have ones to plug for friends of mine at the end of the show. It's kind of that awkward moment where I get on the podcast and realize
pissed off Quinn and
I don't have
Mo,
a lot
huh?
going on. Sorry?
Yeah.
You pissed off Quinn and Mo this year, huh?
Yeah.
Didn't ask you back.
No.
It's gotta hurt.
They asked me in like 2017. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was late.
Well, and
for
that's
one
what
entrance.
that's what it is now. You call someone in, right? When they
right.
fuck up, you call them in, and you actually say, "Hey, let's talk about why
Feminist alert! Feminist alert!
What's new with you, T?
I've had a nightmare week trying to escape Canada to get back to the happiest place on earth, America. They wouldn't let me leave. I tried to leave on Monday. A flight got delayed because the parking brake on the airplane did not work, and they were like, "We're gonna go fix that." It took like 6 hours. I left the airport, and then the flight did get canceled. They never quite worked it out.
It must have been good that it would suck if the flight had still left, right? If you sort of packed it in and then you get
it was
home
such a
and you get
relief
that
it didn't. I was worried as soon as I left it would take off, but I checked throughout
Right.
the night and it didn't go. But I was also getting sick. I stayed up. I do these little quick trips to Winnipeg to see Streetcar, which was wonderful. Everyone except I guess for Mitch did a great job, and I thought that
Why say that?
well, just the
You know, I
actor
felt the
played.
same
It
thing.
wasn't a
felt the
performance
exact-
thing.
hey.
Actually, it was not a performance thing.
Not
but
a performance thing.
It took me out of it that I don't know. I feel like
that I was brown.
there wasn't enough caucasity, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Too little caucasity.
Occasionally a POC would wander on stage, and it really distracted me because
This
as
is
far
your
as I know,
review.
New Orleans is 100% white and always has been.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate when these woke theater companies just want to really change American history.
Yeah. Well, it felt like
Caucasity is
it felt
great.
like a spit in the face of Tennessee Williams. It felt like
Right.
Blanche Do Better.
My assumption
which I
is
think
he
I
would've
said on a
liked that.
previous episode, but I wanted to say it
Blanche Do
again.
Better.
Blanche Do Better. And yeah, so Mitch, he was not the right type of human, if I'm trying to not mince words here, but acting wise, terrific.
The right
but I did-
type of human.
I did cry. I cried my little eyes out every time I saw the show. It was beautiful. And I did get sick from overexerting myself and
You
probably
did,
just being
you did
in
sort of burn the
crowds a
candle
lot.
at too many ends. I think.
And so I missed my flight, and then I had to replace it with a flight on Wednesday at like 7 a.m. So it was brutal. I was still sick, and I had to go to work. I'm a therapist, so I spent the week kind of like traveling, doing remote sessions. It was sort of a lot, but I'm mostly on the other side of it now. I'm just a little congested.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you,
Yeah.
Kevin? How are you doing?
Well, it's post-Streetcar life is it's hard to let go of a show that's that large, big in scale, big in scope. I the amount of gratitude is heavy. There's so many people pulling together to make this thing happen, and it was really beautiful. And it was overall like a really wonderful, positive experience. I have a gripe, I guess, with how things kind of panned out throughout the run. So we got to do 6 performances of the show.
Yeah.
In sort of the first big scene I'm a part of, which is scene 3, it's a famous scene from the play, from the movie. It's called The Poker Night. At one point, the title of the play was even going to be called The Poker Night, because of how famous or how integral to the show this scene is. And it's the first scene where my character Mitch meets Blanche Dubois, the sort of center focus of the show, and there's sort of a romantic flirtation. She like goes to use the washroom, and I just come out of the washroom, and we kind of almost bump into each other, and it's like this clumsy little oh. And
Do you think Mitch washed his hands?
In fact, Sam can attest to this because Sam was stationed backstage
Yes.
on that part of that. Every show I did wash my hands in the bucket of water that we
Oh,
had
so they're
backstage.
wet when you come out?
Yes, yeah. I wanted
Nice.
to actually be drying my hands. I mean, we had it there because we had to get Justin all soppy wet later. So, and I wanted to make sure I sort of got my little shit particles into the water before we dumped it all over
Yeah, you
Justin's
did take a
head.
real shit every night as well.
Yeah, into the bucket, I should say.
Horrifying and impressive.
It's
I
like
don't
a
actually
quick,
have that long between when I
like a
exit the
quick
stage and when I
change with Kevin running around the stage, Sam chasing him with a bucket as he shits, and
Surprisingly, shockingly, over 6 performances, only 1 Klingon.
Yeah,
Nice.
Only
yeah,
one
yeah.
Dingleberry. So that's
Yeah, which
That's
is
beautiful.
and that's going to be the name of my follow-up production, by the way. Only one Dingleberry.
that's perfect.
yeah.
That's perfect.
It's my one-man show. But
I will let you know. I
yeah.
will let you know. I backstage, we would often refer to that scene where Mitch and Blanche are chatting, because Mitch goes to the bathroom like twice in like 10 minutes. And so we would
Yes.
often say that we would love to insert a line where Mitch just walks into the bedroom and says, Blanche, sorry, Blanche, I gotta go shit my ass. And then you'd walk out for 5 minutes and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
Mitch
think-
has IBS, which is
Yes.
sort of a character choice that I was sort of playing subtly. I've been told by somebody that I was doing good pants acting by pulling up my pants a lot, but that was really me sort of adjusting my diaper. But
Yeah, your
anyhow,
diaper.
my gripe from my diaper to my gripey, I was coming out of the bathroom and I would kind of bump into Blanche Dubois, played by Heather Roberts, and Stella Kowalski, played by Sophie George, and it's this nice little awkward sort of thing, and I have this silly little and then I go through the curtain into the other room, and then I come back and I give them, I've realized I left something here, sorry, here you go, and I come back and I leave. And every time that would happen, Blanche has a line that says, that one seems superior to the others. And the others, I should explain, are, like a man sitting down, smoking a cigar, and just taking all of his friends' money and getting drunk. Two other men who abuse their wives at some point in the show and are clearly sort of belligerent men.
Yeah.
And every time that Blanche says, that one seems superior to the others, they're comparing me to Justin Fry, to Jesse Bergen, to Rodrigo Cordova. The audience cackled with laughter. Sometimes laughter I recognized.
You guys
Sometimes
had
laughter
this-
I heard, I knew. I was like, I know who that is.
Yeah. You could
Laughing
hear
at the
You could hear
idea.
Caitlin Porath.
Poor
pretty
ass
clearly.
laughing about the fact that that I could be conceivably conceived as superior to Justin Fry
Yeah.
or Rodrigo Cordova or Jesse Bergen in any way.
Yeah.
So if you saw Streetcar, fuck you.
You saw Streetcar and you laughed at my boy Kevin on that one line?
Yeah.
Just go, he was backstage shitting his ass out.
Yeah.
Anything funny about
every
my
night.
frequent toilet visits, I'll kill you. One
That one
time I
seems
did.
superior
I
to
did
the other,
watch,
not in Constitution.
One time I watched Independence Day with my friend, and I had one beer, and I was like Mitch. I had to like pee every 10 minutes. It just went right through me. It was so embarrassing. He actually got mad at me. He was like, again. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I have to pee
It's not
more.
Independence Day,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Good
Right,
work.
If only.
right? Right?
Yeah.
Should we spin the wheel?
Let's spin the wheel. Let's get into a segment. We've berated the audience enough. It's
Yeah.
time to go. Let's see. Now the one we got
It's not
is
gonna be one that's like look up
headlines-
fucking headlines, is it? Yeah.
headlines
God
on
damn
Reddit.
it. Are you
We're gonna
fucking
check out
kidding
the
me?
top headlines on Reddit's R News. But maybe I can do the top headlines of like.
Yeah.
Okay, not all of these are about what I thought.
Okay.
They are. But we're gonna we're gonna try to pick out some of the more ones that we can, because Sam has solved kind of the Middle East crisis,
Yeah,
so
well,
we'll
yeah, I
sort
have.
of we'll focus on some of the other more challenging headlines.
Sorry, Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
He's
what was that, Mr.
he's got a
Carney?
call.
Oh.
Oh, he's on the phone.
Oh,
Just a sec.
oh no, yeah, no, we're well, it's like 45 minutes left, Mr. Carney. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. All right, thank you. Sorry,
Probably
we're
less.
good. What was that?
He needs
Oh,
some
good.
advice
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, but you
Yeah.
put it off to do this because maybe Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure he has some
Are
big
you questioning
questions
my
today.
priorities?
Yeah, I appreciate
dare
that,
you.
but however, I don't know that. I don't know they're right aligned. Okay, what are we doing here?
So the FedEx founder, Fred Smith, a Marine Corps vet who revolutionized package delivery, has died at age 80.
Did FedEx revolutionize package delivery? Is that accurate? I mean, aren't they just a company that did it?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if they revolutionized like package transport. I know that they definitely revolutionized the field of fun facts with every single kid you ever knew in elementary school going, did you know that there's actually an arrow in the logo if you look between the E and the X?
Yeah. I mean, and that was revolutionary. But I don't assume Fred Smith had even anything to do with that. I mean,
Do you think
maybe
he's gonna like get to heaven in 2-day delivery, or is he gonna take the standard delivery option?
Do you think he got perks for founding FedEx? So like, do you think that means he gets to sort of get there expeditedly and it's fine?
Yeah. I think he gets to heaven faster than the average person, but it is in a box that's been kicked around a warehouse by a bunch of 17-year-olds first.
Yeah,
You know?
that's fair. Yeah, I think that works.
my favorite part of FedEx are the nice little packaging they give you. I used to work at a tax office, and we would sometimes FedEx the returns to people, and it was very satisfying, like doing the little carbon copy and tearing off the sticker and sealing it up real nice. It always felt like this is gonna arrive properly. Like I enjoyed the DIY feel of the FedEx box.
Yeah, there is some like we're gonna lose this to like printing a label or like just dropping everything off at your shipping depot or whatever the hell it is now. But there is like, I mean, that's just of a time, right? Like when you have to ship packages securely and you used to have to do that. It's just FedEx is in a way keeping tradition alive.
God
damn, these headlines are
they are dark.
Looking at the rest of these headlines, I was going to ask, so are you guys more of like an 1/8 cardboard, or are you more of like like cereal box cardboard versus like cardboard box corrugated, if you will?
I think I like the thinner cardboard. The corrugation can feel a little much. You gotta tear through it. Sometimes you cut your hand up.
Are you talking about opening or packing? Because I feel like, I would always going to vote for corrugated, I think. I'm a big fan of waste. I'm a big fan of sort of creating more damage to the environment than is necessary. But then also, I genuinely do like the secure padded feeling of corrugated cardboard and like it having some sponge to it. So yeah, that's what about you, Sam? Do you have a preference?
I think we're sleeping on the airbags, the bagged air that they put into corrugated cardboard boxes. Because I don't know, like bubble wrap is fun. Popping bubble wrap is fun. It's a lot of little air pockets. But when you have that one big bag and you just kind of stab it with a pair of scissors.
Yeah. And if you're quick enough, you can sort of stab it and put your mouth to it and inhale and hope to gather some sort of oxidants from other cities, countries, depending on where you shipped it from. And that's always, I find, like a good way to sort of hopefully spread a new virus, which I think is
Speaking of which, RFK Jr. removes all members of CDC panel advising U.S. on vaccines.
All of them, just
every
a
single
full
one. We don't need them. Don't need them.
Slate.
Etch a sketch, baby. Let's start.
Well,
from
really,
scratch.
don't you think?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you allow like one panel member on vaccines in to kind of inoculate you from further panel members getting in? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you just let in a small percentage of panel members, then you'll know how to, your body will learn how to fight off other panel members. So you need to just, sort of limit that.
Yeah,
I was assuming he was just going to ask ChatGPT, what is a vaccine?
Right.
Go from
That's
there.
sick. That's good as hell. This first one says extremely disturbing and unethical, and it is, but it's also kind of interesting that there's a new rule where VA doctors can refuse to treat Democrats and unmarried veterans.
What the hell kind of dichotomy is that?
I mean, is it now a crime to not have a part, like to not have a spouse?
Yeah, to not have been cucked while you were serving your country is
or
sort of a
been
crime.
Cucked, yeah.
No,
is that like a conservative? That's a conservative plan. Is like we're going to remove women from the military, and then we're going to have all of these unmarried men who are now veterans, but now they can't get health care.
Yeah,
they can't
like,
meet a spouse in the military.
I don't want to generalize too much, but I can't imagine that the problem if you are of the mindset that the problem in America is that more people need to be married in like heteronormative relationships. And you're going through with removing women from the military and making it pretty much just a males only club. And you do that. I don't think the problem socially is that the veterans coming home are like, man, I don't want to get married. I don't think they're the ones that need to be penalized. This seems like a very peculiar means to an end.
Right, we should penalize the women who refuse to even swipe
this
right
is what
on
I'm
Tinder
saying.
because they have such a high. They for them it's like everyone's a match. But for us fellas, it's fucking dry desert out there. You know what I mean?
I was talking to my friend Jordan the other day, and we were talking about how the military should have government-mandated girlfriends.
Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah, Jordan Peterson.
Your friend Jordan Peterson? Yeah.
Do you know my friend Jordan?
Government?
Yeah, I've read some of his work. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 3.
Well, he released an article. Jamie, can you look that up? Jamie?
Jamie? We don't have a Jamie. It's just us, right? You can see.
Sorry, I thought I was on a podcast.
Thomas's moderation tab.
I thought a podcast had a Jamie.
What we do in the basement is still open. Like we're not produced well. You can see his personal information here.
Okay, whoa. When Joe Rogan invented the podcast, he wrote in the Stones, in the Sacred Stones, that every podcast needs a Jamie. Where is your Jamie?
True. Unfortunately, this is what we said earlier about you not being on a real podcast. We don't even have a Jamie. Yeah. America
Christ,
more vulgar online than Brits, Aussies say.
I was trying to find just one set of 3 headlines where 2 of them aren't the most fucked up thing you've ever heard, and it's impossible. But this is a fun one that, Americans are, I guess we swear more than people in the UK. Who say stuff like, what's all this then? Bloody brilliant, and things like that.
But, who did the study, though? Because aren't Aussies say the C word constantly. And here in North America, we call it the C word.
Yeah. We're a little scared of that one.
Yeah.
Well, not Kevin, but many of us are.
Yeah, I mean, this is a normal thing to say. Cesarean section?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Is that the C word?
No, that's it. You nailed it.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
I'm proud of you.
You wanted me to throw to an ad.
We'll be right back.
You can't assume.
We'll be right back.
Hi, Jay.
Hey, Caitlin. We're the co-hosts of a little podcast called Gimme That D.
Did that get your attention?
It's a Disney Channel original movie breakdown podcast.
We are breaking down all of your favorite childhood movies that aired on the Disney Channel from 96 to 06, the golden age of cinema.
Duh. We are 2 F-list comedians with a lot of A-list comedian friends, and together we break down and celebrate these absolutely batshit crazy films.
So we're talking aloof parents,
inexplicable plots,
bold cuts responsible for sexual awakenings the world over.
And we ask the hard-hitting journalistic questions like, what the fuck is this?
And could we have maybe taken a second pass at that script?
But we love them.
Oh, God, yes.
So listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
To stay in the know of what movie we're covering each week and who our guest is, follow us on Instagram at GMTDpod.
Yeah, but for real, do it.
I often forget that I have to throw to the ad break. And that's pretty, but I was sort of half in, half out while I was listening to that ad just now. It is embarrassing. And for the first time ever, one of the co-hosts in that show sort of said, "Oh God, yes." And it was, it was so much, it seemed to be mixed louder than the rest of the things that had been happened or something. And it kind of pulled me out of what was happening and scared me a little into thinking something else was going on. But luckily it's not. But I'll just, I have to, because it's quiet, I have to turn it up a little bit. If you want to just listen closely for a second. If you're listening at home, you can just turn it up as well.
Yeah,
and
listeners, you're going to love
Yeah, wow, that's
Sam, do you have a segment for
That's pretty scary, actually. I'm unsure about the youth of today. I do have a segment for you. And I'm very excited for this one. I have a few questions to pose or pose to you to send your way, just as a lead-in. What are some of your favorite pieces of media that you've ever ingested? Just give me like two that immediately top of the head.
Okay, sure.
I'm going to name a movie called Make Way for Tomorrow, a beautiful film.
Yeah.
And then a book. Let's go with Housekeeping by Marilyn Robinson.
I'm going to go with the movie Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, directed by Michel Gondry, written by Charlie Kaufman. And I'll go with... in terms of we'll do a play. I'll do Orphans by Lyle Kessler. Yeah, but unless you want it to be more popular, I can also pick something that's a little more accessible.
No, that's perfect. The follow-up question to this is, have you ever looked at these pieces of media and thought to yourself, I want there to be more of this?
I would say no, actually. I'm very protective of like movies I love, and so if it were remade or turned into, well, hear me out.
Thomas, change your answer.
Yes. I can't wait to see what happens after.
Sam went completely red.
Be fucking crazy. At the end of Make Way for Tomorrow,
this from Inside Out.
The end of Make Way for Tomorrow, the elderly couple is permanently separated. It's one of the most heartbreaking endings ever. So it'd be fun to see the next couple days.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the most interesting part of any story, 3 days after it ended. Yeah. No, that's wonderful.
I want to see Blind Oedipus. What's he up to?
What's he doing these days? I mean, listen, if there was an Eternal Sunshine cinematic universe, I wouldn't turn it down. I wouldn't. I want to see who else is meeting in Montauk, as it were. And in a way, we could change the name of this podcast to Meeting in Mom Talk, and then that would be sort of
nice.
There it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the moms. You make the world go round.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
In a way, like the Eternal Sunshine is, if you kept replaying, they keep dating each other and then erasing it and then dating each other and erasing it. And in the movie, they imply like parts of their personality, their memories, like other aspects of them are also missing because they've erased that person. Like he doesn't know the Oh My Darling Clementine song anymore and stuff like that. It's sort of what generative AI is. It's like iterative over and over as things are taken away, and eventually you have this weird, like, I don't know, pseudo relationship.
Copy of a copy. Yeah.
A version of a version. Wonderful. As a third question, what do you think is the longest piece of fiction ever written?
Oh.
Classic answer, War and Peace, but I'm sure that's not true. I wonder if Proust wrote that like 4-part, extremely long series of novels that I'm blanking on the name, but that has the the Ratatouille moment is now remembered.
In Search of Lost Time?
Right, yeah, that's
what it is?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Do you have a word count on that? It's okay if you don't.
Let's find out.
Hold on. Let's see. In Search of Lost Time.
This is what the people want. People looking at word counts.
Yeah.
1,267,069 words.
Sam just leaves the pod.
That's rookie numbers. So
okay.
Oh.
Here's the thing. If this was 2017, we would say that the longest piece of fiction ever written is actually a fan fiction based on the Super Smash Brothers universe, known as the Subspace Emissaries World's Conquest, which caps in at 4.1 million words.
However, diggity damn.
In 2017, this lost to another fan fiction. I don't know what property it's based on. It's called Ambiance of Fleet Symphony. That one clocked in at 4.5 million words.
Holy
shit.
The author of the prior story at the time tweeted, "I will reclaim my throne," in all caps. However, this never happened because on November 5th of 2017, the Loud House Revamped started. Currently, if you go to fanfiction.net and you look up the Loud House Revamped, Its word count is listed at 16,777,215 words.
Why? What?
Keep in mind, though, that is the highest number that the website can actually display.
Right.
Oh,
it's maxed
The true
up
word count is upwards of 31,476,000 words.
That's too many words.
Might be time
too
to
many
quiet
words.
down this house. I mean, that's too loud.
Well, it's a fun
Someone's
thing to say
making
that
a noise
because
complaint, I think.
The Loud House actually closed its doors on February 20th, 2024, meaning that it is a complete narrative. I believe it has over 3,000 chapters.
A lot of...
Now,
what?
There is a sequel. The sequel is called
No!
Loud House Revamped 2 Embodiment. It began on February 21st, 2024. So there was like a 12-hour period.
Yeah, what
People
do you
were really worried.
I'm not
Man,
quite finished
I would
yet.
have hated going to bed that night and not
know,
knowing
right?
if there'd be more Loud House
Putting
in
down the
morning.
pen and then being like,
darkest
So wait,
Language.
what is the fan fiction based on? Is the Loud House a franchise or something?
I believe The Loud House is like a Nickelodeon animated show. Or like a
And
Disney
is it
Channel
sexual
animated
in
thing.
nature? Is it one of those horny fan fictions?
No. Well, actually, that's not true. It does say in the tags that it does feature harems at a certain point when the characters age up enough.
Oh wow! So Loud House is like 2016. This was post-Trump Nickelodeon.
holy shit. Yeah, and I've never even heard of this show.
Right?
The characters'
Which
names
is-
are Lincoln Loud, Lenny Loud, Lola Loud, Luna Loud, Ronnie Ann, Lucy Loud,
Yeah.
Lori. I have to mention that the only characters without Loud in the last name are black.
Well, they're probably
What?
not part of the core family, Kevin, and they wanted some side characters for a little diversity, much like your production of Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire.
Here's the premise of the show. Lincoln Loud is the middle child and the only boy in a family of 11 children residing in a fictional town of Royal Woods, Michigan. He has 10 sisters, each with a
And
distinctive
all of them are
personality.
white? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, no, but truly, like, he couldn't have had a couple of...
Mama or Papa
yeah.
couldn't have stepped out for a little busted
or one or two of the sisters?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just a big-ass family. Okay, so anyway,
Yeah.
that's what the Loud House is.
That is what the Loud House is. You should know the sequel was last updated on June 21st. It has
No,
already
like,
passed.
wait,
the word
yesterday?
count limit. Yes, it was last
Why?
updated yesterday. It has already passed the limit of 16,777,215 words.
That's too many.
So, fan fiction. I don't know how much you both know about fan fiction. Clearly, there are people here who are very dedicated to fan fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I asked, is there ever a story that you wanted more of? Because that seems to be the main theme of fan fiction as a whole, is what could have been, what could have happened, or in some cases, maybe I just want to see two characters meet. Maybe I want to
Yeah.
see two characters kiss. Maybe I want to see two characters do a little bit more than
Yeah,
kiss.
yeah.
Which is why today the segment I have for you is I've called it Oops All Fanfic.
Beautiful.
Uh-oh.
Because personally, I don't think that any piece of media or entertainment has truly made it until there's a fanfic written about it. We're going to put that away for a quick second.
Okay.
As I ask you a couple questions, and we just kind of dive into the topic of fanfic a little bit. The first ever really pieces of fanfic that existed started out in the Star Trek community. Kirk and Spock, famous pairing among fans. It really had to do with how the characters were portrayed on the show. And I think the actors themselves have since come out and said, you know, I don't think these characters didn't have anything going on, which is refreshing when actors at least acknowledge fan fiction, or they go out of their way to acknowledge the culture. Do either of you have any experience with fan fiction? Have either of you read or written fan fiction in the past?
I'll say that, like, being a fan of wrestling, and being a fan of professional wrestling in various points in my life, there's a part of the fandom that is entirely, and I mean I'm sure there is people who have these intimate fan fictions as well. I mean, it's a pretty horny pastime. But the aside from that, also like the narratives or dream matches or like, and there's actually like a huge part of being a fan playing the video games. You get to like create your own universe and have your own rivalries and have your own, like, it's kind of part of the fandom is sort of theorizing, fantasy booking, things like that. And I think so to a degree that's like something I'm quite familiar with. When I was a kid, I used to be a really big fan of Digimon and Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And I used to want to like make up my own monsters and make up my own kind of scenarios. I don't think I was ever really fully like, let's take these characters and do this stuff. Like I kind of feel that way a little bit about the MCU. I still like my Marvel candy, even though it's like 80% bad for you, 90% bad for you. Some would argue, maybe 100% bad for the world. But I like it, and I think in a way, like part of the thing that keeps me interested is like the world building of it all. I wouldn't say that I don't engage in like fictionalizing or like thinking about like, oh, it'd be really cool if the Punisher showed up with why can't I think of another superhero?
Just the one that's on your, just the one who's on your bumper as the one that and tattooed on my chest.
Yeah. I'm sort of a Frank Castle stan. I sort of believe in hard punishment, tough on crime stuff. I got a thin Frank blue line between my cheeks. But yeah, so that's the extent to which I think, and like, you know, D&D has some fanfic elements to it in the sense that like you're often pulling from certain things, and I DM and write it and host a D&D podcast. So there's that that too. But that's sort of my like kind of close brushes with it. And of course, I did read all of Twilight the series when it came out, which
really.
I know, yeah. Like when I was younger, I read through all the books.
Are you?
Oh wait, Twilight's not fanfic, right? Is it? I was always.
That's actually important distinction. Twilight is the original. 50 Shades of Grey was a Twilight fan fiction called Master the Universe. That then the actual term within the fanfic community is filing the serial numbers. Where you just replace, like, I think 50 Shades of Grey is one of the most egregious examples of we just copy or Control F, found and replaced Bella for whatever, Anastasia, I think. This one for Grey. And,
exactly.
I like how you pretended not to know all the characters' names. It was pretty convincing. I don't know, whatever.
The wall that's
Anastasia
behind Sam in the video did have 4 posters up on it before.
Could it be Christian Grey is perhaps his name? And
sorry, I have to close about 87 tabs real quick.
Can
we just pause for 5?
While you're doing that, I'll say my experience of fan fiction, which is very limited, but one friend who I will not name wrote a cross fiction in which Harry and Malfoy from Harry Potter had sex with each other, and I did read that. It was pretty good.
Nice.
That's insane.
Actually, I should.
Do I know this person?
Kinda.
Oh. Is the person in the room with us right now?
Thomas wrote.
Say his
Harry.
His name rhymes with promise rolls.
Ooh. I want to meet this promise, and that's a promise. Crossfix, actually, to correct you, Thomas. Are combining characters from different universes.
Fucking mouth.
Yeah, you should. That would actually be a slash fic. The denoting, or the system that's in place is character/character means there's a romantic relationship or sexual relationship. Character and character means it's just a friendship, or those characters interacting with one another. Which actually leads to a question I have here. Which of the following ships do you think has the most works on Archive of Our Own? Archive of Our Own being the most popular fan fiction website in existence today. We have Wolfstar. Wolfstar is the ship name for Remus Lupin and Sirius Black. We have Drary, which is the aforementioned Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter. We have Destiel, which is Dean Winchester and Castiel from Supernatural. And Ineffable Husbands, which is Azrael and Crawley from Good Omens.
I have to assume the Harry Potter one is going to be the most just because of pure fame, but I'm going to guess...
I'm going with the Supernatural freaks, man.
Okay.
I feel like that fan community is nuts.
I'm going to guess straight up Harry and Draco because it's the one I know.
Sure.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fair.
Yeah.
Those are good guesses. Kevin, you win the point. Damn. Destiel has by far the most fan fictions written about them. Wolfstar, Sirius, and Ramus have just over 50,000. Ineffable Husbands has just under 60,000. Drary has 65,000. Destiel has 105,000 unique stories written.
God.
Just
What
about
is
those two
Supernatural?
men.
What
Supernatural, it's like a huge cult following. I think
Yes.
Luke, friend of the pod and show,
Okay.
and us, it was a Supernatural fan. I don't think he was a Supernatural fanfic writer, but you don't know what people do in their.
One of these
Apart from
actors
the
is
door, that's
named
fair.
Jim Beaver.
Yep. Jim Beaver. He plays
I don't know
Bobby
what I got
Singer, the character who's named after one of the executive producers that they did as a bit because he was supposed to be in one episode, and then fans loved him so much that they were
Yeah.
like, let's keep this guy in for the next 6 seasons.
Oh wow!
And then
okay.
he was so beloved in that show that they brought Jim Beaver back for The Boys, and he also plays a character named Jim Beaver. He also plays a character named Bobby Singer in that show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
Bobby
yeah.
Singer in
I've seen
both
the boys.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I digress. Now that we know some of the groundwork of things like slash fix, things like slash fix versus cross fix, we have ships. Shipping, by the way, is people have two characters. It started in the X-Files community. Actually, there were relation shippers that wanted Mulder and Scully to end up together.
We researched this for our X-Files show, which led into Carrie and I having to constantly flirt with each other without ever delivering on the promise.
That's the X-Files. 9 whole seasons of that.
Yeah.
There's one more term I should explain to you, which is AU, or alternate universe. The high school AU is a very common kind of shorthand. It's an easy kind of crux into a story, which is why, for you two, because I love you so much, even though I don't know Thomas that well, admittedly, I have done you the favor of making your podcast legitimate and real. Because there now exists a single Oops All Segments fanfiction.
Yes.
Which turns out it takes a long time to make an AO3 account, but hopefully by the time this
well, you
airs...
had to write 4 million words?
I hit that word limit and I kept going. I've been up 4 days.
It would be
hopefully by the time this is out,
insane.
it'll actually
50
be posted on
million
AO3.
words about us fucking each other.
Yeah.
I guess with AI, we could just do that in an afternoon now. Just generate over and over.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring you two along with me here as I quickly just share this. I don't know.
I'll add this to the stage here. Here we go.
Yeah, please do. So this
Oops,
is
all
our
fanfic.
document here. I'm going to be scrolling along just so that we don't get any spoilers from the text down below.
Sure.
So we start off here with an author's note. This is a classic thing you see on a lot of fan fictions. Author's note. Really excited for this one. I should also explain. For authenticity's sake, I decided that I wouldn't be correcting any of my spelling or grammatical errors. So I actually had to turn off spell check when I started writing this.
Wow, that's great.
Just for
And
authenticity.
I for the audio only listeners, I can't stress enough that this is written in Comic Sans, using a truly abhorrent font.
As all things should be written in Comic Sans.
Okay.
So shall we begin?
I would love
to.
that.
Beautiful.
Really excited for this one. I think it's going to be a really great time. I love these guys and their podcast so much. Alrighty then, onto the fic. By the way, I'm listening to Waking the Witch by Kate Bush. I love that song so much.
Okay.
Chapter
Waking
1,
the
First
Witch.
Day Blues. Kiving.
Oh God.
The front.
Sorry, seeing my name spelled that way, Kevin, and then it was just a GH tagged onto the end.
That was the moment when I knew I had struck gold with this story.
A visceral reaction in my bones. Yeah.
Nothing to do with theming. It was when I went to start writing the first word of chapter 1 and I misspelled it. And I had just told myself, I'm not going to correct that mistake. And I also want to point out, just for our listeners here, Kevin GH here, as it's spelled, is not underlined with red because I guess Google Docs
I guess
just thinks it's a name. So
That's good. Yeah.
if you want to change your name,
it's beautiful.
you can.
It's a good option.
Yeah. Kevin approached the front doors of Podcast High School, his brand new baby blue Fjallraven backpack weighing down his tense shoulders. He was wearing his fave pair of light acid wash blue jeans, an old Pearl Jam t-shirt with an unbuttoned dress shirt over top, and red Converse. His wallet chain jangled as he ran up the steps, filleting the stares of the upperclassmen bearing down into his soul.
Wow.
As he got to the front
and you
door,
did spell Fjallraven correctly somehow.
I did. You know why? Because I had to Google the name of the brand. I forgot.
I don't even know what a Fjallraven backpack is.
A lot of people that I went to high school with had them.
I believe you.
It's a specific.
We simply
style
have to
of
keep
tote.
going.
Yeah.
There's no time to.
There's no time.
There's 4 million words to get through here. We have
There's 4 million words to get through. This is, I want to break a record, longest episode? Turning
We're gonna see.
Yeah. Won't take
As he got
long.
to the front door, though, it burst open. He fell hard on his butt and immediately heard people laughing at him. He got up as quickly as possible and ran into the building, barely hearing the boy who had opened the door apologizing behind him. Was he apologizing? He was probably laughing at him with everyone else. He got to homeroom just in time for the bell to ring. A bald man with a goatee, green shirt, and khaki jacket walk in. "Good morning, class," said the man. He wrote Mr. White on the board and pushed up his glasses, wiping the chalk from his hands.
Walter
It's
White.
It's Walter
Say
White.
my name, said Mr. White. "You're Mr. White," said the class in unison. Kevin was scared. He had heard that Mr. White was really mean. He also heard a rumor that Mr. White killed people.
Whoa.
I know.
He's still in this reality though. He still works at the high school.
He still works at the high school.
Yeah.
It's the good ending of Breaking Bad, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
"You're goddamn right," said Mr. White. "I know school can be frightening, especially since you're all just starting out. But rest assured, it's not that different from middle school." At that moment, someone walked into the classroom. His face was beet red, and he was breathing hard. "There's always one late person on the first day," said Mr. White. "Well, say your name, boy."
Who's this gonna be? I wonder.
Who's this going to be? Do we want to
Jesse
make predictions?
Pinkman,
Do you want to make
perhaps.
predictions?
Do you think it's going to be Jesse Pinkman?
"Hello, my name is Thomas Tolles."
Whoa.
Chapter 2.
I've never felt so seen in my entire life. It's like I'm looking into a literary mirror.
I know.
Red and late for class, Thomas Tolles.
Kevin was the only one with an open seat beside him. So Thomas came over and
I
sat
love that
down
there's a
next to him.
chapter break here, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, what an unnecessary break point in
How
this
dare
story.
you? That was a cliffhanger. Who's
was
this
a cliffhanger.
mysterious new boy?
Yeah, I love to live my life in both a Petersonian and a Pattersonian sense. And when I'm reading a James Patterson novel and I get like 3 words in and he's on to chapter 2, I am good going. I'm revving.
Yeah, that's how you get the 12 rules.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's only 3.
The 12 rules, or otherwise known as the 12 words you're allowed to have in each chapter.
Hello, my name is Lobster.
Kevin was the only one with an open seat beside him, so Thomas came over and sat down next to him. Great, the first day, and he was already getting mixed up with the wrong crowd. "Hello, my name is Thomas Tolles," said Thomas. Thomas was wearing a bright blue sweater with, Kevin had to admit, a pretty cool skull on it.
Yeah, that's me, all right.
He was also wearing black skinny jeans and checkered Vans. On his head sat a bright red fedora. "Yeah, I kind of got that from when you just walked in," said Kevin.
Yeah, the 2 things you've said so far are, "Hello, my name is Thomas Toll."
And then say it again, but a bit wrong.
Yeah. You pronounce your own last name wrong. It's to make you endearing.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, hi. I kind of got that from when you just walked in and said your last name close to what you just said.
Is it okay going forward, Sam, if we read our own dialogue?
I would love that. I would love that
Great.
a lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
please do. Then Mr. White explained how their timesheets for the day worked. They'd have ninja class first, then they'd head over to potions in the dungeons. After potions, it was time for gym class. Author's note, yuck. Gym class.
Yeah, who needs it?
And then lunch. After lunch, they'd be heading over to
Malunch
video
is how
game.
someone wearing a red fedora would say it, by the way.
After
It's time for malunch.
they'd be heading over to video game class, and then to candy class, and then to Ekvin's most exciting part of the day, podcast class.
And to be clear, this is called Podcast High School, right? And the
Yes.
first class we have is Ninja class and then
Yeah.
potions.
Dude, it's the coolest class of the day.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, hey, video game and candy class sound fucking sick, just to be clear.
Kevin, it's time for your line.
I took those. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm really excited for podcast class, said Kevin. Are you in that class? Asked Kevin.
Thomas nodded. Maybe this kid was all right. At that point, the bell rang, so they both got up and started walking to ninja class. But before they could leave the room, they heard a voice say, "Man, what losers would actually want to be in podcast class?" It was Naruto Uzumaki.
Oh, wow. It's
Author's
crazy.
note. I don't care if it doesn't make sense for Naruto to be there. He's cool as hell. Stop flaming my story. Chapter 3, The Forest of Death.
And how many chapters are there? Just out of curiosity.
There are 5
We're on
chapters.
page.
Okay,
we're on page
Great.
4 of 9, so we're good.
You're
we're
okay.
Good.
You're okay.
We got time. We have 19 minutes till our next episode starts.
Yeah. Oh, I see you've given me the classic improv catchphrase here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Said Kevin. Man, what lamos. Am I right, Sasuke? Said Naruto. Yeah, that is pretty lame, said Sasuke. Wait, Sasuke? Thinking I'm lame? That really, really sucks. Who's this guy you have with you? He looks like a dweeb, said Naruto.
Hello, my name is Thomas Tolles.
you can do your said Thomas as well.
Said Thomas.
Oh, yeah. It's very important we get it.
Hey, yelled Kevin. Thomas is not a dweeb. He's actually my best friend.
Thomas gasped.
Boys, that's enough. Get to class, said a teacher in the hall. Geez, whatever, Mrs. Shuri, said Naruto as he walked away. See you in ninja class. Kevin let out a breath he didn't realize he had been holding in. Oh no, Kevin knew that they never make it through ninja class if those two were out to get them. They were the best ninjas the school had. Naruto was able to go into Kyuubi Sage mode, and Sasuke was the keeper of both the Rinnegan and the Mangekyo Sharingan. Not to mention he could summon a Susanoo. He was thankful that Black Panther had been there to protect them, but she wouldn't be there in ninja class later today.
That's who the teacher in the hall was.
Yeah, this is sure.
Yeah, sure. Come on, Thomas. It's not like they can scare us that badly, said Kevin.
The boys walked through the halls until they found their ninja class. It was about halfway down the main hall of the West Wing. When they walked in, wait, were they outside? No. Kevin had heard about this. The school had constructed a lush forest inside of the school so that they students could simulate real combat. All right, line up against the wall, said their teacher. It was Mr. Wick. Kevin had heard about him. He was super cool and the best ninja in the world. Today we'll be splitting into groups of 3 to run drills in the trees, said Mr. Wick. Kevin and Thomas joined up with a kid they had never met. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm really excited to meet you. See, this is now a self-insert fic. This is a self-insert
Yeah,
fic.
fucking here
Yeah.
comes the author.
Yeah.
Yeah, and welcome
He was
to
wearing
my
knight's
story.
armor, complete with a chest plate,
And wearing
sleeves,
knight's
gauntlets, and
armor.
a helmet. The helmet had a Spartan plume on it. Thomas,
Yeah, I can see Sam in the,
this
in
is
the
my
history of
one
edits.
thing I ever say. Hello, my name is Thomas Tolles, said Thomas. You don't have to say said Thomas if the character writes their name in the dialogue. It's redundant. Obviously, that's who said it.
And I'm Kevin, said Kevin.
On your marks, get set, go, said Mr. Wick, and they ran into the trees. Author's note, Sam is not a Mary Sue. Stop flaming my story. Quick side note, Mary Sue is, you know the trope Mary Sue. Perfect character, everyone loves them.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I'm
No, not at all.
slightly imperfect.
You're gonna have flaws.
Chapter 4,
sure.
Loss. The boys ran in to the forest as fast as they could. They used their chakra to run up the trees and gained an aerial advantage. Kevin knew that this would be bad if they didn't figure out a strategy quick. Suddenly, there was only 2 of them.
Uh-oh. Where did Sam go? Asked Kevin.
They looked back and saw Sam had dropped to his knees. He was holding something. An arrow? No, not holding. The arrow... It was sticking out of his chest. Kevin caught Sam just as he fell to the side. Did I make you proud? said Sam. Kevin choked back a sob. The hazel orbs of Sam's face stared up into Kevin's deep brown eyes.
Yes, you can rest now, friend.
My name is Thomas Tolles. Oh, sorry, I was just guessing. I was just wondering if I might have something to say there, but I didn't.
Write those words. With that, Sam breathed his last air. Man, what a heckin' lame-o, yelled a voice from among the trees. It was Sasuke. Kevin roared
in
with
this
fury.
class, they just kill each other, right? That's how it works.
They kill
Ninja
for
classes.
real. And then they head to podcast class if they survive.
Kevin roared with fury, his friend Sam's blood still staining his hands.
How dare you, you asshole!
Kevin lashed out with all of his might, summoning a Triforce Super Shot Blitz Spirit Ultra Instinct Chaos Bomb. Sasuke moved to dodge, but Kevin was able to course correct the attack just in time. Ah! Yelled Sasuke. His right arm had been vaporized. You bastard! Yelled Naruto. A Rasen Shuriken flew out from the trees, nearly cutting Kevin's head clean off. That was a close one. Sasuke retreated. Finish this, Naruto. You got it, said the nine-tailed fox Jinchuriki. But wait, what? Who? Where? Where had Thomas gone?
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to be in this at all, or it's just Kevin mainly and Sam, I guess.
Thomas, I respect that you're your own human being. I don't know you that well. We have met each other.
It doesn't show up on the page.
And to be clear, obviously a deep, intimate knowledge of me as a person was clearly necessary.
It's paramount.
Without having met me, how could you...
That was misrepresenting his character, him as a person.
Yeah.
So I might have a moment coming up. Let's see.
I went safe. Kevin thought he'd been abandoned, but he never lost hope in his friends. Never mind his best friend, Thomas. At that very moment, he saw a flash of light in the trees just behind Naruto. It was Thomas delivering his ultimate attacks, the Toll's Tower of Pain and Suffering. Thomas threw his arms down, the tower crashing into Naruto from up above as he tried to dodge. Not fast enough. Naruto's left arm got caught under the tower. Ah! Screamed Naruto. What's going on here? Yelled Mr. Wick.
Naruto and Sasuke killed Sam and then tried to kill us. We had to defend ourselves, said Kevin.
Well, this is America after all. Clefairy, take these boys to Nurse Joy in the infirmary. She'll know what to do, said Mr. Wick. With that, the boys went off to Poison's class. Author's note, thanks for all of the reviews.
We're going to the
Glad
nurse.
y'all are liking the story.
Why are we going to class?
Podcast class. After potions and gym class, it was time for lunch. The boys headed off to the cafeteria to see what they could get. The cafeteria had a lunch special of taco in a bag, one of Kevin's favorites. They also had meatloaf, pizza, spaghetti, broccoli, author's note, yuck, XD, pasta, sandwiches, apples, oranges,
Why are they
burgers,
listing
mashed
the entire
potatoes, peas, and corn. Kevin got a taco in a bag and had a Diet Coke, Diet Mountain Dew Whiteout.
Yeah,
Weird
thank you.
Freudian slip. Thomas got meatloaf, beans, corn, and an apple, along with a can of Sierra Mist.
Nice.
The boys sat down
Beans,
to enjoy their
corn,
meal.
and an apple.
Yeah. I trust you boys didn't get into too much trouble for your first day. It was the principal, Tommy the White Ranger.
Wow.
Kevin?
No, sir, just exercising our Second Amendment rights. Is Sam gonna be okay? Kevin asked. I watched you
patriotic
die
of
in
you.
my arms, I think. But yeah.
Very patriotic of you. I'm proud of you, Kevin. And no, Sam is dead, said Principal Tommy.
Oh no! What about podcast class? We were gonna have a third person, but now I guess it'll just be the two of us, Thomas, said Kevin.
Well, boys, I'm going to enjoy
Thomas
this nice
hasn't
bowl
said
of Captain
anything.
Crunch Oops All
never
Berries, said Principal
speak.
Tommy.
I love when I suggested we say our own lines and you knew I had zero.
Wait, say that again, Principal Tommy. What was that? said Kevin.
Oops All Berries, said Principal Tommy.
Yeah, never mind. Just a silly thought, said Kevin.
The boys went to video game class, candy class, and finally, it was time for podcast class. They were greeted by their teacher, Mr. Rogan, and went into the recording booth. But
Pineapple
there was-
Express. Oh no,
there
it's
was
the other
only
Rogan.
one microphone for them to talk into.
Thomas,
Kevin.
is it okay if we share? It looks like there's no other choice, said Kevin exasperately.
Thomas nodded.
Is it okay if I got closer to you? Kevin asked, his face getting warm.
Thomas nodded.
I think I like you a lot, Thomas.
Thomas took Kevin's hand into his own big, strong, capable hands.
So you
and
don't
stared
know me
deep
at all.
into
My
Kevin's
hands
eyes.
are flimsy and weak.
Oh.
Hello. Hello. My name is Thomas Tolles. Thomas.
They hit the record button. Thank you, folks.
Wow.
That is the first ever Oops All Segments fanfiction. Signed, sealed, delivered. Get ready for chapter 6. It's gonna get wild.
That was beautiful. Incredible work, Sam. Great effort. More than we've ever put into the show.
Yeah.
It really
Lord, that was very
delivered.
funny.
It brought all the tropes, all the love. I felt, that I really
Yeah.
got to play a meaningful role. This
You did.
has been Oops All Segments. Sam, thank you
That's
so
right.
much for coming on and
Thank you.
setting our legacy up. Is there
Yeah.
anything you would like to plug at this time?
Anything I would like to plug. If you're in Winnipeg and you're at Fringe Fest, go see Sugarboyz. Gotta see JHG every year. Also, big shout out to Sarah Zed on YouTube for making a wonderful video titled In Defense of Fanfiction, which was a fun deep dive into just what this whole subculture is about.
Did you know a lot about fanfic before this?
I knew some just from
Yeah.
like general osmosis, but I didn't. I did a whole thing.
General
where I looked into, like,
Osmosis
how
is the
fanfic
name of
got
your
started.
Osmosis Jones fan fiction, right?
Yes.
General Osmosis is the sort of 16 million word saga you wrote for Osmosis Jones.
I haven't left that. Leave my hard drive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello,
No,
my
okay,
name
Cool,
is
man.
Drax.
That was sick. Yeah.
Or whatever his
Yeah.
fucking... I
Yeah.
can't remember.
I don't remember what his name is. Yeah.
I thought it was Drax. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
No, that's from
That's
Marvel.
from Guardians
I'll
of the
look it up.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Drax is Batista's character.
Thrax. His name is Thrax, the villain.
Yes.
And
So yeah,
Drix.
check out JHG.
I combined
Check out-
Drix and Thrax into Drax. Anyway,
I'll look up that podcast and or that video and I'll put it in the description as well.
Yeah.
So
Also,
let's see.
check out AO3 because by the time this gets posted, if
Yeah,
y'all are okay with it, this fanfic might actually be up on the archive of our own.
Yes.
Post it. It'll be great. Yeah, it'll be great. So check out and submit your own versions of Oops All Segments Fanfiction.
Oops All Segments Fanfiction.
Yeah, we'd love to see some more fanfic out there. Folks, if you are in Winnipeg, like Sam said, there are other shows at the Winnipeg Fringe Festival you can check out if you want to see my ass. If you want to see me doing instant modern classic with some amazing improvisers from Seattle, from Vancouver, from Winnipeg, it'll be great. It's happening. It's an improvised play happening every fucking time. It's going to be fresh and new, and I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's going to be great. And you can check that out. It's at PTE, the main stage, which is a nice big fat fucking theater, so come see that shit. And if you want to see another show there that's also going to be chunky as a monkey with a fucking blueberry bubonic plague in its ass, then you can check out the Big Improv show.
What on earth are you doing? A blueberry bubonic plague in its ass. Because it actually wasn't the rats that spread the plague, it was the blueberries on the rats. It was carried in the blood of the blueberries on the rats.
Trying to ride it out, and I couldn't.
Kevin, we finished the headline segment so long ago. Please.
Please check out the Big Improv show, also at PT. Thomas might even be in it. I don't fucking know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping. We're booking our flights soon.
Yeah.
And then I am in some shows. Check me out in Trigger Happy at the Annoyance. Check me out in Camp Whatsitsname, an improvised musical. Check me out in Secret Family Sketch. That'll be coming back soon. And see our other podcast, What We Do in the Basement, a D&D Let's Play that Kevin hosts and DMs.
That's right, folks. Thank you for being on the show, Sam. This was a blast. And
Thank
if you're
you.
out there, make sure that you stay safe.
Hello.
What was your bit gonna be?
Hello, my name is Thomas Toll. I don't know. I was just going to say it again.